All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are zoomed in here today, boy. See how well this camera works here. Thank you for joining the stream. If you guys are new here, I like to interview projects. I've interviewed all sorts of projects, all different types. The purpose for me interviewing these folks is to allow them to get their project and their ideas out into the public square. The purpose of this is not for me to judge a project. It's just to get the information out so you can make your own decisions. So I try to ask good questions. If you guys have questions in the chat, feel free to post them. And it's very important. And we'll start out with this here in a second. We'll do this now. We'll bring in our guest today, Dude from Helios. What's up, man? How's life?
Hey, I'm loving life. I'm loving the Titan-X ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody is. I love it. The first question I have to ask you, and I always ask you, everybody, how much did you pay me to be on this stream with you right now?
$0.
$0, ladies and gentlemen. For the record, $0. Okay. Now that that's over, and they didn't promise me supply, nothing like that. You couldn't do it anyway. So thank you for coming on the show. I think it's awesome, and I'm excited to learn more about this kingdom, the Helios kingdom, and then everything inside of that, if that's the proper way to put it. Is that proper?
Well, Element 280 is a little different because we're building on everything. So you can't really put us in one thing.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Well, let's start out this way. So a lot of the folks that you're going to be talking to through my channel, they don't know much about Titan-X. A lot of these folks are pulse chain folks. I'm a pulse chain person. A lot of us are. So maybe just kind of introduce yourself. Who are you? What are you doing? And what's next?
Sure. I'm Dude. And I go by Dude because I think the smart contracts, the code should be what we're looking at. Like, you don't trust random dude. You verify your smart contracts. You verify the audits and code as well. So I try to keep the importance on that side of things.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been in crypto since 2018 and seen a few bull and bear markets, and I'm just started building in this market. I've launched 2 projects so far, Helios and Giannis. Element 280 is going to be the third one, all within the Titan-X ecosystem.
Cool. And prior to Titan-X, what were you kind of involved in?
I mean, Bitcoin is first, and Ethereum number 2. Like, I tell anybody, before you get into any shitcoins, you need Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Sure.
Other than that, like, I was a big fan of GMX, like decentralized futures trading.
Mm-hmm.
I love that type of stuff. I like a lot of the staking platforms where I can just earn passive rewards. That's really the dream for me.
Cool. Good stuff. All right. So what attracted you to, coming from GMX and coming from Bitcoin, what attracted you to Titan-X?
I just, a friend of a friend reached out and said, hey, you need to just start some Titan-X miners. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? And just went to their website, and, first thing, I'm reading the white paper before I do anything. And I liked what I saw, and it was great. And I started some miners, and the wheels just started turning. I had ideas of building, and I feel like Titan-X just lit the fire under me, where it was like, this is amazing. I need to be a part of this.
Yeah, and I'm curious. So did you say that you launched Helios first? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
So what was the reaction from the community when you launched Helios?
Ethereum is ridiculous. The gas prices were 200 Gwei when we launched. Yeah. So I think it killed a lot of people that were interested in participating. It definitely, I don't know, it was very interesting. But like 200 plus days down the road, I'm very happy with where we're at. We don't have crazy high inflation. So Helios is a mining protocol, just like Titanx,
Right.
where the input is Titanx. So we're like under a trillion supply. Every day that passes, it gets more expensive to mine. You get less coming out, and I feel like with these projects that I'm coming out that are supporting Helios, it's going to be so much easier to support this project because it doesn't have that crazy high inflation that Titanx has had to combat for the last 6 months.
Cool. Yeah. So if I understand Helios correctly, you're not going to use Ethereum to mine. You're going to use Titanx to mine. With that Titanx, a portion is going to go to staking, and then the other two portions, one goes to actual stakers of HLX. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
And then the other one, where does the other portion of that go to?
Well, there's the buy and burn and
Hmm.
our Titanx treasury.
Okay.
And as time goes on, it's slowly going close. We're putting more percent. We're taking away from the buy and burn, and we're slowly going more and more towards the treasury.
Okay.
So after several more weeks, it'll be no more going straight to the buy and burn. Just our treasury and just our stakers.
Okay.
And our treasury is the same as DragonX, where it's staked, max staked, locked forever. Whenever it unlocks, it just restakes. And then that ETH is going 70% to our buy and burn. So it's buying Titanx and then buying HLX and burning it, and then also a portion going to our stakers as well.
Now, out of curiosity, where do you see staking with Titan X at this point? Kind of based on some of the other protocols and this and that. What's that look like for you?
It looks like it's a protocols game at this point. I'll say this: I have a stake in Titanx, and even though it's getting taken over by these protocols, I have no intention of burning my stake for like X28 or anything like that. Like, even if I don't get any rewards for those 10 years, I'm thinking about forced diamond handing 10 years of Titan X. Like, what is the value of Titan X going to be when that stake unlocks? And if I earn a little bit of ETH along the way, then sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I sent one out. The 10 years is the max. Is it? How many days was that? Yeah, I
It's like
forgot, but
2,800 days, I believe.
yeah, yeah. So I sent one out too. I had these huge dreams, and then reality hit. But it's okay because there was opportunity everywhere. Everywhere
Yeah.
there's opportunity. Good point there. Okay, so you've got Helios. That was kind of the springboard into your development here. How? Let me ask you this for some of the folks that might be thinking that you're not a developer, right? Or are you?
I a little bit. I used to be, but when I went to build Helios, I quickly realized I'm way out of my element. I've never done smart contracts before. So I have a developer for this, but it's great to be like, I can read it. I just can't write it. So it's
Yeah.
great to be able to see what the devs are building and look at all the functionality and be on the same page with them, like work
Good.
with them intimately.
How what advice would you give to somebody who wants to build something, but they have no idea where to start or where to look?
Well, I mean, the first thought that comes to mind is ideas are cheap. You can have an idea, but that's the easy part. You really need to. I mean, if you're in the Titanx ecosystem, there's lots of people in the ecosystem that would be happy to help. I mean, you yourself,
Hmm.
you're somebody that's willing to take somebody's idea and bring it to life.
Hmm.
There's several others. I would say if you're a complete newbie to the entire world of development, that would be the route to take. If you're trying to spearhead this on your own and get your own developer and then get your own front end guy and then find auditors, and it's a lot of work to line up all these things.
Sure, sure.
So
Good, man. All right. So let's talk about what do you want to talk about next in terms of protocol? What would
Um,
be a good segue?
well, I'll just say like the Helios vision that we have is to build treasuries, and these treasuries are going to perpetually feed our stakers and burn the token, regardless of user participation. Like
Okay.
even if everybody leaves Helios today, we're still going to get ETH payouts from our Titan treasury. And this is just the beginning. All of these other projects that I've got going on are feeding more value into Helios. And I have the vision of having dozens of treasuries,
Okay.
inside and outside of the ecosystem. That
So these are essentially ways to they're ways to feed through yield your protocol perpetually. Yeah.
exactly just living
Good.
off that principle, like the Titan X never leaves. It's just always earning yield. So
Cool. Got it. All right, so we've got Helios, and then the title of this stream was Element 280. You seem somewhat excited about that. I don't know why.
I am incredibly excited about this.
Okay.
Primarily, it's a build on all Titan X. It's not just a bot protocol; it's a boat, um,
Okay.
and and I'm very bullish on the entire ecosystem. Every launch has been, in my opinion, a great success, and there's no signs of us slowing down. We're getting more and more builders coming in, like you yourself. You're
Yep.
launching your own token. All of that is like that's what excites me about Titan X to begin with is the collaboration. How you don't have to know anything about what I'm doing or vice versa, but indirectly we're supporting each other by pulling in Titan X, locking it up, burning it, whatever. Like that's supporting everybody. And Element 280, in my opinion, is like the ultimate level of support. Like we are adding buy pressure and burning of everybody's token in the ecosystem.
So you're like the Noah's Ark of DeFi. That's what you're saying here, right? The boat.
Of Titan X specifically, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool. So how does this work? Kind of get into that for me.
Sure. It's gonna have a 28-day mint. You're minting one for one. I guess let me step it back for a second. There's a token and an NFT. The NFT is backed by the token. So whether you like tokens or NFTs, you can do one or the other or both. They have different use cases. But just talking about the token specifically, you're minting it with Titan X one for one. Whether you're on day one or day 28 of this mint period,
28
anybody,
days.
yep.
Okay.
Uh, and you can mint these tokens. With the NFT, same thing. It's a 28-day mint period, and you are getting. It's almost easier to show this.
Yeah, show it. You can share your screen.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Cool. I'll check chat here real quick. John May, shout out John May. Vibra, what is good? Mo says you look good in 4K. I'm pretty sure that was you, dude. That wasn't me. I break my cameras with this ginger everywhere. Vibra Finance, nice to have you in here. The amped NFTs are the one. Pulse Rising 369 with the axes. Hexcavator, howdy folks. Godfather J6, Kevin Light, what is up? Light up. Dragon Ball Hodler, Morpheus.win in the house. Helios, Sam Kemp, shout out to Sam Kemp. Nice to have you in here. Gugod, Conspiracy Crypto, what's up, fam? Gugod says Legends, Cryptographics. Man, freaking legend in here. Good stuff here. All right, so share your screen here. Let's kind of check out what you got.
Yeah, I got it.
And you
loaded.
got it there. Okay.
Yeah. So, so these NFTs, there's three different tiers, but they're all the same cost basis. This is like it's just to allow, if somebody wants to go in really large, they don't have to mint 100 common NFTs. They can mint one legendary, but it's going to cost you the same. You're going to get the same rewards. But just to start at the bottom, the commons, it's 100 million Titan X to mint. You're getting 100 million Element tokens backing this NFT. So you're getting that same 1-for-1 mint price as if you were minting tokens. So no matter what you're minting, whether it's tokens, NFTs, or any tier, you're getting that same 1-for-1 cost basis.
Okay.
And then with the NFTs, you are earning rewards. You're earning Element tokens just by holding this NFT. And there's a reward multiplier. So again, 100 commons is the same as 1 legendary. 100 million times 100 is 10 billion. So instead of 1x, you would be getting 100x. So it's just up to the user however they want to play it.
Okay, now where do the rewards come from? If it's a cap supply, correct?
Yes.
So where do the rewards come from?
They come from buy and sell taxes. There's 4% buy sell tax on the market, and then there's also a tax for people that want to. So while you've got the NFT in your hand, you're earning rewards, but it's also got this backing, and to claim that backing, you have to burn your NFT. And now when you burn your NFT, you no longer get any of those rewards. You're basically just cashing out on your NFT and taking that backing and doing what you want with it. And then when you do that, there is a 3% tax on that as well that's going to other NFT holders. So there's a little bit of a last man standing type of game here where every time someone burns their NFT, they're paying you tokens to do that.
It's gone, and that's gone forever. So your share of those rewards increase every time somebody burns the NFT, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So as the value of these Element tokens go up, people are going to be incentivized to want to cash in on that. And then
can people? Do you have a marketplace for these?
I do not. There's no royalties on this. You can take them to any marketplace. We'll have links to OpenSea and Titan Legends. If you're familiar with them, they've got NFTs. They've listed the Dragon X NFTs, and they will premiere ours on their marketplace as well.
Cool. So if somebody's like, hey, I really need to get out of this, they can put it up on the marketplace for a discount to incentivize somebody to pick up a lot of Element or a lot of Titan X as well. You can think about it that way.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like you wouldn't even, if you're trying to get out of it quick, you wouldn't want to list your NFT at a discount because you can just burn it, get your liquid tokens, and then
you get 100% back.
Minus the 3% burn tax.
Minus the tax, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you're liquid on tokens. You can go to Uniswap and dump those on the market, and you've cashed out on your NFT.
That's interesting. In my mind, I like the way that's created, and then also I wonder if having a penalty would actually some sort of more stringent penalty for burning the NFTs. I wonder if that would drive more marketplace activity if you had it. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it's maybe, I think like having the liquid NFTs or backing NFTs, I think that's really just cool in itself because it eliminates the need for the market, but users can still use that and trade and buy them. Because after the mint phase, if somebody wants to get in, you have to buy it off the market. So there might be a premium on these NFTs.
Could be.
I mean, at least it's going to be worth the backing value because if you list it any less, then someone could just buy it, burn it, dump their tokens, and they profit.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. So this will not, the primary liquidity pools, they won't be on Uniswap V3, correct?
Correct. It's V2.
They will be a Uniswap V2.
Yeah.
And that's because tax tokens can't live on V3.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Cool. All right. Talk to me about let's go to the reward pool there too. Check that out and just kind of go over what you've already said.
Right. So holding the NFT, you're getting a piece of this 4% buy sell tax. And excuse me. One thing to note that let me go to Titan X distribution here. So we are at launch. We are launching on every one of these tokens.
Okay.
Minus Ouroboros. They've delayed their launch somewhat. Um, so at launch, we're launching with 14 LPs.
Okay.
And so if you're familiar with like Atropa or PTGC, the liquidity web,
Yep.
how they arbitrage, it invites arbitrage bots. They pay that tax and that benefits. That's the same concept here, but I would say on steroids, because we've seen these liquidity webs and how they work, but we haven't seen this done on the uniqueness of the TitanX ecosystem, where everything's bonded together. If TitanX pumps, so does DragonX and Helios. All of them pump. And if DragonX pumps, then Baby DragonX pumps. So you have all these, what I would say, leverage plays. All these kingdoms they're building on top of themselves. I think that is going to create a lot more opportunity for arbitrage plays.
So you have an existing built out web, and you're going to be jacking into that web essentially, but you're going to be jacking into that web, and then you're going to be capturing the monetary energy that's already there, along with all the pairs that you're going to set up, right? Because that is true. TitanX, one thing is for sure, the organization and liquidity pools has been very paramount to the growth that we've seen on a lot of these protocols.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing to see. Like, every single one of these has been doing great, and then it's amazing to see, that bonded LP working. Like I said, when TitanX moves up, you see everything, and it's like a sea of green for everybody.
Yep.
And every person that gets in, is going to help contribute to that, and that's our winning strategy.
So. Love it. Okay, so talk to me. So the initial mint, I guess the LP creation is handled by a smart contract, or is that manual?
A little bit of both. So it's handled by the smart contract, but I'm manually clicking. I'm running functions in the smart contract to create the LPs one by one. And then once all the LPs are created, all 14 of them, I'll click the start button, and it'll enable trading for everything.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. So the first 200 billion TitanX. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 30, 90. So that's what, $200,000, a little bit over $200,000.
Yeah.
At current prices.
1 billion. Yeah, 1 billion is about 1,000 right now, I'd say.
Yeah, dude. So that's pretty interesting. Now, is this 200 billion, let's just say hypothetically, you don't hit the 200 billion. What happens?
At the end of the mint phase, we launch with whatever we've got, and we will mint. If we only pull in 100, we will mint 100 billion element tokens to match with it and launch with that.
Cool. I don't think you'll have an issue.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
So yes, and then let's see here. The buy and burn is really what I think just is the cherry on top for this. I think just as it is, just with what we discussed, that alone, I think can make a project. I think that strategy can work. And then you add in a 90% buy and burn to this, and this is where I feel like this is going to just skyrocket participation.
All right, talk about that. Yeah.
So as I said, we're distributing tokens to all these pools. We're going to have a buy and burn for every one of these ecosystems. So
it's going to be paired with your token.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Element 280 with TitanX, Hyper Helios, DragonX, BabyX, Hydra, etc.
Yes.
Cool.
And on our buy and burn page, you will see every one of those with a burn button. Same as TitanX. There's going to be a cap per swap and an interval wait time. But every hour, whatever it's set to, somebody can go click that button.
Mm-hmm.
The difference, what I like here is with this bonded liquidity plays. Let's take Flux for example. They're built on top of Inferno. So to buy Flux, we have to buy Inferno first. And Element 280 is paired on top of Flux. So when you click the Flux buy and burn, we are taking Titan X, 100% of that, and of the cap per swap. We're taking that, buying Inferno. So when we do that, we're pumping Inferno, we're pumping Flux, we're pumping Element 280 all at the same time. And then we take that Inferno and we mark it by Flux. Now we've pumped Flux a second time. We've pumped Element 280 a second time. Then with that Flux, we're scraping off 10% and we're just burning that. So right there, we have gave Flux a double pump and a burn right there.
Okay.
And then another 80% of that is going on to buy Element 280. So now Elements hit a third pump, and then we're burning all of those tokens. So in one click of a button, we've pumped Inferno, we've pumped Flux twice, and we've pumped Element 280 3 times.
Yeah, and again, that's due to the organization of these pools. As you go up towards Ethereum, underneath you have Ethereum, you have Titan X. Underneath Titan X, you have all the main liquidity pools, and then those liquidity pools underneath with all the other tokens that are being launched, it all kind of works together. You have one input in and out, which is typically Titan X, and then you have a bunch of different outputs. That's cool. So what determines when that buy and burn becomes available for any of these tokens?
It'll be set by us. Where it just similar to Jake's setup. We will set the cap for swaps. We will set the interval wait times.
Okay.
And then they will be publicly callable by anybody.
Okay, great. And then good. Okay, that's why you are Noah's Ark, because you're going to be floating everybody. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I mean, aside from, I say 100% goes to buying ecosystem tokens. Titan X is an ecosystem token itself. We're going to pair directly with Titan X. So if we don't look at the Titan X Element 280 pair, the rest of this, 100% is going to buy these tokens and burn them. So we are supporting everybody in the ecosystem.
Great.
And it is great because, again, with Flux, they've got daily auctions. If we are buying and burning their token, now the ROI on their daily auctions is better. Now they're going to get better participation in their protocol. And when they do that, Flux is sending Titan X to the Helios treasury to lock it forever. So it's like we're helping Flux help Element 280, which is also helping Helios. And helping the entire ecosystem by locking up Titan X.
Cool. And are you able to add and remove contracts from this web?
Yes.
As time goes on. So what's your plan? Are you planning on adding, like, who do you end up adding? Like, how do you go through that thought process down the road?
I've been saying that I will cross that road when we get there. We haven't launched yet.
You just got to the bridge, brother.
There's absolutely a plan to launch a V2. So what we did not want to deal with was a bunch of admin keys for the buy and burn. So we just left it immutable. The projects that we include at launch at their set percent allocations, that is what it is. And cool. That's what's going to happen. But then down the road, we will launch a V2 buy and burn. And at that point, we can fork the V1. We can add and remove whatever projects needed to be, and reallocate percentages to what's performing the best, and then just keep rocking and rolling with that.
Okay, cool. And I think you've announced this. When do you plan on launching here?
Oh, soon.
Hours?
One day, 15 hours.
There it is. Awesome, dude.
And Titan X Hub, we got all if you need the white paper, Telegram, Twitter, everything's right here.
Yeah, and I think I put a link in the description of this video for anybody who wants to kind of hop in there and take a look as well. Great stuff here. All right, so So here we are. We're on shout out to Mike Dean, Titan X Hub. Good stuff. What else would you like to add about Element 280?
There's a little added game theory mechanics here with minting your NFTs that I kind of glossed over. There's an amped version that you can do. So let's say you're minting a rare, you're paying 1 billion, you're getting a 1 billion backing. You have the option to amp it. And when you do that, you're paying an additional 10% in cost. So in this case, 100 million Titan X. Your backing does not increase. So you're paying an increased 10% cost, but your reward multiplier is getting a 20% bonus. So it's kind of up to the user to decide, well, what is worth it? You're paying an additional 10% up front, but you're getting additional 20% of rewards on the back end.
Yeah.
So if you're like, I'm never selling, I'm diamond handing this, then maybe that's for you. But if you're thinking, well, I'm probably going to mint one and then just sell it, or dump it, 30 days later, then maybe doing that amped version is not for you. But it allows for the user to customize how they want to participate.
Awesome. And let me ask you this. In light of Titan Farms coming out, how do you think that this protocol will look in the eyes of the folks who are controlling the farms?
How will it look in their eyes? It'll be beneficial because we are running all of this Titan X through. So if you're providing liquidity in the Dragon X Titan X farm, we're pushing lots of volume through that LP. So I would say that's a benefit for farmers. And again, I think the farming has done great for the entire ecosystem. It's helped add liquidity to all these pools, and now we're allowing for whales to get in and out, and they're not going to be as scared to do so because there's liquidity is king, and like that's very important. So as far as Element 280 goes, we're very happy to have them. We won't ever be on farms because they only support V3 pools, but that's fine. Like we each have our own use case that helps the Titan X ecosystem.
Love it. Cool stuff, man. This is awesome. The Mo comes in 50 smackaronis. Element 280 is the easy button in Titan X. Lima Foxtrot Golf. Mo, you didn't have to do that, you son of a gun. So we'll take this and we'll participate in Element 280. How's that? That sounds good, right? I think after YouTube takes their, what is it, a 50% cut or something? Who knows? But dude, thank you so much, Mo. Do you know this guy? You don't know this guy, do you?
I've done a couple of streams with Mo. Actually, the very first stream I did on Element 280 was with Mo.
Sweet. Yeah. Mo sold his Air Jordans and gave us $50 to play with. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Last I talked to him, he was trying to scrape together 10 billion Titan X to mint a legendary. I hope you got there, Mo. I hope you found that.
Love it. Love it. Congrats. Appreciate you, sir. Shout out to you. I'm sure he's talking to you. He ain't talking to me. Good God. Facing reality, what is going on? Thank you so much, Mo. That means a lot. We'll keep this posted up here as long as it doesn't cover our man up. Nah, it doesn't. Cool. All right. So 28-day mint period, mint cost that cost does not decay, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And I did not mention that if you don't have Titan X, that's okay. There's a little toggle switch. You can mint these with ETH, and all it's doing is in the background, it's taking your ETH, market buying Titan X, and then whatever Titan X you receive, we're using that to mint Element 280 tokens.
Okay. And it looks like we've got some other important stuff here. Buy, sell tax during mint phase. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So with every buy and burn that I've seen on any of these projects, you've got somebody that's going to play the short-term game. They're going to mint tokens and they're going to dump into the buy and burn. They're going to click the burn button and then sell into it repeatedly. which that is fine. You know, there's those short-term players that they see 10% ROI and they take it. So what we decided to do is to let those people do that. They're just going to have to pay a higher tax. So during the mint phase, we're going from 4% to 16%. And the majority is going to NFT holders.
Got it.
So the idea is short-term players sees, oh, there's 26% ROI right now. I'm going to mint some tokens, sell them on the market. They don't care about the 16% sell tax. They're still getting their 10% ROI. But in the process, they're paying these long-term holders that are, minting NFTs to hold for long-term. So we're allowing the short-term players to play and get their short-term gains while giving like massive rewards to the NFT holders during this mint phase.
Great.
So,
okay. Good stuff. And you've got 12.8 NFT rewards, 1.6% Element Burn, 1.2% Genesis, and 0.4% Helios Treasury.
yes. So this is going to allow the Helios Treasury to earn Element 280 tokens. Also, on the buy and burn, the Helios Treasury is getting, when we buy the ecosystem token, so we've got the 90% burn. We've got our 6% Genesis allocation here. So the Genesis allocation is not coming in on the front end; it's coming in on the back end for us. The reason being is that's how we're allowing 100% of what's coming in to buy these ecosystem tokens. So we're really trying to support everybody, and this is how the Helios Treasury is going to be accumulating all of these ecosystem tokens, and these will be used however the HLX community wants them to be used.
Great. Okay. So it's important for people to hang out in your Telegram right now. Likely launching very, very soon in a couple days here, day and a half or so. Good stuff. What can people do to prepare to get ready for your launch?
Read the white paper, watch streams if if you need to, like, do your own research, don't just listen to dude, make your own decisions. And I would say look into these liquidity webs. We've seen them, and we've seen, like PTGC, people seen how those work. And I feel like this is something similar to that, but with
different.
twist, with the bonded liquidity, which I think is really going to make it different. So
good stuff here. So are there any other projects? I think Alien X might be doing something different there, or similar, but not the same. Are there any other projects that are doing the liquidity web plays right now?
I'm seeing multiples popping up. It's I think everybody agrees that these liquidity webs is good for everybody. So I think we're going to see more coming up as time goes on.
So one of the big questions that I'm sure that you get is what happens when Gwei starts to spike back up? How does that benefit you, or how does that not benefit you?
Well, it's gonna slow down arbitrage a little bit if Gwei goes crazy, but it's all a math problem. If they're able to make a 1%, the ARB bots are making pennies on transactions, and
just a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're like, well, I want to make 2 pennies, then somebody else is going to come in right behind them or before them and take that penny. So the competitive nature of these ARB bots are very, very competitive. So even if gas spikes, you're just going to need a little bit more of a differential between these LPs to entice a bot to get in there and make that buy and sell and pay that tax. But it'll happen.
Let's take out a $500,000 loan to make $100. Flash loan. Here we go. Let's go. Good. Cool, dude. All right. That makes sense. What other projects apart from, like, do you have, other than V2, do you have any other plans for the future after this?
Oh, absolutely. I have several things in the pipeline.
Tell us all, man. You got to give us a hint, dude. Come on.
Well, so first off, omni-chain, that's definitely happening. We're just like you're mentioning ETH fees. We definitely want to reach out. There's lots of people that don't play on Ethereum because they're priced out from gas prices. So by reaching out to the Binance chain, Arbitrum, and Base, and Solana, all these other chains that have really low gas fees, we're gonna spread our wings and reach out to those. And now we're gonna allow building on Helios, but on other chains. Well, now, so just keep in mind that mining will always come from Ethereum. That's the only way you can create HLX. But we'll create a way for people on other chains to play around on it. Just like Jake has the idea with X28. He's going to put Titan X on all the chains, and cool. We'll be ready for that for sure.
Good. How excited are you, man?
I have to keep taking a step back. I get too bullish. Like I look at the premium stats on Titan X Hub, and I'm like, how does this fail? Oh my gosh, this is amazing, and seeing the holder count going up, we're seeing the amount of builders showing up and wanting to get in on this.
Yep.
It's one big happy family, and we're all helping each other for one common goal.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. Please, God, let it stay that way. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. I think that there's some good leaders here, and the leaders are the folks that have to really set the example when times get tough in bear markets. I think that'll be the first big test, but we got a lot of good people with a lot of experience in bear markets. So that'll be good. Really, really good, man. So shout out to you for risking your reputation. Your reputation equity and putting your neck out there and building stuff and then getting on stream. And I think a lot of times people underestimate how difficult that can be. Is this the first time you've really forayed into streaming?
Oh yeah. Very new to this. Very new to, I've been completely against social media. I've been forced to get on Twitter because, crypto Twitter, if you're following crypto, you're in a cave if you're not on Twitter.
Right.
But I never posted or had an account or anything like that. So this is all very fresh to me. But okay. I feel really strong about what I'm building. I feel like there's lots of integrity in everything I do. And it's just that I think that helps me just feel confident about what I'm doing, and talking about bear markets, I launched Helios back in February and watched the Titan X bear market for months and months and months. And I didn't just say, well, pack up, it's time to go and go find something else, another meme coin. It was, no, I'm going to keep building. This is going to work. It's not a short-term play. This is a long-term goal, and keep building. And here we are. Titan X is turning around. Now I've got projects just on the dock ready to go, and this is where it's really going to get exciting.
Good. You guys hear it. You heard it from here first. Awesome. Yes. Let me expand out here. Shout out to Mo again. Mo, thank you so much. Guys, check out the Mo on YouTube. He is absolutely crushing it as a streamer. Again, another example of people kind of sticking their neck out there and risking it for the biscuit here. So good job. Any parting words for anybody? We're right at 45 minutes here.
No, I feel like I got it all. That was pretty smooth, quick and easy. Just please give me a follow. Check out Titan X Hub, and like I said, click the white paper, do your own research, and I think you'll like what you see. So, and then I see Jake in the chat. Shout out to Jake for starting all of this. He's the man.
Yeah, absolutely. I've said this a couple times, not just when he's around. All right, Jake, so don't get flattered. All right. But it's not easy to do what Jake has done. And if it was easy, everybody would do it to build a community like this, to build this movement. So tip of the hat to you, Jake. I definitely understand that, probably more than most. So thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. We'll put the links in the description if they're not already there. Let me shout out these couple people here. John May, what is up? Facing Reality, did you give me the boom? I'll give you the boom. John May, boom! What's up, dude? Nice to have you in here. Atomos1212, and pile up your, not your Texas, your Titan X. Disclosure Crypto, could you look at Gary Network? No, I'm not looking at Gary Network right now. But just reach out to me, maybe I will. Facts Facing Reality, you guys killed it. The Mo, Jake in the house here. By the way, yes, let's do a stream soon. Outstanding. Can't wait for Morpheus. Very stoked about Morpheus. We'll talk about Morpheus another time, just out of respect to you. This is your stream. This is all about you guys right now. I'm taking all the flattery I could get. Awesome. I appreciate everything. Yeah, absolutely, man. The goat has arrived. Facing Reality says, outstanding. Nice work, guys. Facing Reality. There it is. I'll do one for you too. We're doing a lefty. Boom. All right, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all over the world, my name is Brandon Davis. Check us out, buildthetech.com, t.me/Morpheus Win, and check all of their information here in the description. Thank you guys very much.